And we're going to start at the end of the table with one of my best friends in the world, someone that I revere so much. And her name is Carla Knapp, and she is a Penobscot Indian, originally from the state of Maine. And I met her many, many years ago, and she works tirelessly for the Boys and Girls Clubs in Indian country. And there's a specific division within Boys and Girls Clubs that focuses on our youth. And it is probably the hardest job that I've ever seen anyone do. And she doesn't like it when we focus on the negative because she focuses on the positive, but I feel that I have to give you a little bit of an idea that when you look at stats in America with unemployment, it's always so much worse on Indian reservations. So we often have 50 to 60% unemployment rates on reservations. And then when you look at where our kids come out in it, they're often unsupervised, there's substance abuse, there's cycles of poverty. The one thing that makes me really sad is we have some of the highest teenage suicide rates of anywhere in the country. And so what Carla's organization has been able to do, the Boys and Girls Club, and they actually have metrics that can show you their impact. They've been able to change that and really get mentorships going and the Boys and Girls Club support of the youth so that we're actually seeing the teenagers get back in school and engage into society and grow into the leaders we need them to be. Because if you're wondering like, okay, this is about investments, why am I talking about the Boys and Girls Clubs? In order to make really good investments work in Indian country, we need to have good leaders at the tribal level, and these kids grow up to be those leaders, and they have to be well-rounded, they have to be educated, they have to be well. And so what Carla works at every day is focusing on our kids, and that is the most important job, in my opinion. And we're both mothers. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Carla and have her tell you a little bit about what's going on with our youth in Indian country, and then we'll keep going up the age scale from there. Carla.
Is this on? Since we're a youth development program, I feel like I want to tell everybody in the room, can you come to the front of the room? I'm not going to make you move. I notice everybody's in the back. But Willie Wani, many thanks, Valerie, for having me here today. I feel very honored and privileged to be here today and to bring our youth voice to the forefront. For me, there's such hope and opportunity for them, and for you to be able to join us today and hear some of the story of how that we've been able to make a difference in the lives of our Native youth. I'm very honored. I'm the Vice President of Native Services for Boys and Girls Club of America, and I have the honor and privilege of working with an amazing team we call Native Services for Boys and Girls Club of America that provide technical assistance, direct support to all the tribes that we work with that have Boys and Girls Clubs on Native lands. You did hear Valerie talk about what it looks like for Native youth, and I do have a hard time talking about that. Our youth are more at risk than any other youth in this nation. And the risk factors and those staggering statistics, I think that's what pushes our team to work hard every single day, and I really believe in people and purpose and passion, and that's what our team brings to Indian country. Just to give you a snapshot of our footprint, we have nearly 200 Boys and Girls Clubs on Native lands in 28 states, representing 114 federally recognized tribes, as well as expanding into Alaska and Hawaii. And even under our care, we took in American Samoa because they need our support as well in culturally relevant services. I don't know if Jackie, she's a colleague of mine in the audience, passed out. I have this impact report that Val was referencing about what we do for Native services. And I want to share with you that we actually have 4 different priority areas where our team focuses on these priorities that we believe are going to drive outcomes and build the capacity of every Boys and Girls Clubs on Native lands to effectively serve Native youth. And I'm going to start with one of our priorities, and it's program quality. And it's really making sure that the programs that we offer are going to drive outcomes. And on this impact report, you're going to see how we've taken some of the best Boys and Girls Club of America's programs and adapted them for Native youth, whether it's around STEM, digital literacy, nutrition education, or even resources around grief and loss. And you'll see a list of many programs that we adapted, even skills masteries and resistance training, knowing that there is a strong substance abuse issue on our native lands. And you'll see, I know Jackie's running to get those out really quick, but you'll see some of the impact measures. When we look at Native youth, and we know only 68% graduate from high school, 89, I believe, percent of our youth are saying they're getting A's and B's, and they're expected to graduate on time. That's huge. And knowing what Boys and Girls Clubs can do for our Native youth, I'm so proud to be part of this movement. Our second priority is really to strengthen organizations in building their capabilities to be here not only for today, but many years to come. And so what our team does is we provide culturally relevant training, whether it's around making sure that our CEOs of the clubs are learning about advanced philanthropy, whether it's learning how to strategic plan to have a long-term vision for their program. We also work directly with the direct frontline staff. We call our youth development professionals, making sure that they're equipped to really deliver effective programs that can drive those outcomes that you see on the sheet. And our third priority is advocacy. And that's around really elevating the voice of our Native youth, but finding people that can advocate for the needs of Native youth. You heard from Valerie. She's one of our biggest champions in Indian country that truly cares about our people, our youth, and knowing that we're stewarding our youth to become future leaders, gainfully employed, productive in our communities or to society. So our fourth strategy, knowing the impact that we're making, is really to grow our footprint. There's a need and there's such an opportunity. You heard from Valerie the number of federally recognized tribes that we have, and knowing how many that we're working with now, the opportunity to grow our footprint is huge. The opportunity is there, but the need is there as well. And I did have notes that I wanted to make sure I hit everything, but I just want to say that I'm very honored to be here to advocate for Native youth and the work that we do in our Boys and Girls Clubs, and I know that there's others that you're going to hear from and will get an opportunity to speak again, so I am going to pass this to Valerie.